None of these boards are screwed or nailed down yet. Tomorrow I think there's a staircase hole right here. Yeah, I should be able to finish the rest tomorrow pretty easily. Ah, this is such a cool room. Someone was asking about the layout of this building so far. There's not a lot of stuff in here. Okay, this is the first floor, and one half has concrete and the other half has dirt. That's gonna have concrete soon. And then there's one wall down the middle. So it's a big circle cut in half and stairs going up here. And this is where I've been cutting wood with the door open, which is closed right now. The second floor is just a big wide open circle except for one post in the middle. And that's it. Other than that, it's just like this all the way around. And then the third floor is just a big wide open half sphere, basically. Oh right, the first floor also has these things. So there's, let me find out one that's lit up. Yeah, so there's 8 of these walls that stick out about a meter. One light, change. Yeah, just like that. Well, I guess there's 6 of them because 2 of them ended up being in this center wall. I guess I better get some screws to screw this floor down. I could get nails, but I think I'm going to screw it. There's the stair hole over there. Right there. That's where the stairs are coming up. Thinking I should build a door for this too. So you can close it and just be in the half sphere. Man, this is going to be a great room for sleeping. Since my thickness planer wasn't ready in time to do this floor, I'm just going to screw it all down, make sure my heads are countersunk, and then I'm going to get my power planer, just the hand one, and do the whole floor. Alright, it has come to my attention, many times by the way, that I have been using this saw wrong. Thank you to everyone who brought this to my attention politely. No thanks to everyone who was super rude about it. But I'm going to explain why I'm using the saw the way I'm using it. Because, you know, I don't always explain everything that I'm doing. Okay, first, when ripping a board, I'm doing it the right way that it says in the manual to do it. The arrow says right here. I'm following all the correct directions doing that. The way I'm using it wrong was when I was doing some cuts to test the thing out. Alright. The way you're supposed to do it, you're supposed to start with the saw way up in the front there and have your rip fence back here somewhere, and then you put your board and you cut into it this way. And what I've been doing is I've been cutting in this way. Okay. So, the reason, let's see, which one do we go with first? Okay, let's go with the what you're supposed to do first. Now, you're supposed to cut this way because the blade, the edge of the blade that hits the piece of wood first will push the board down into the table. Now, the bad part about this is that you're doing a climb cut. And a climb cut is when the blade is spinning this way and it's moving that way. So as it hits the board, it grips in and wants to basically drive up the board. So you have to be really, really careful not to let the saw go. Okay, so that's the problem with that. And the thing is, whether you're pushing or pulling, there's an advantage and a disadvantage. The way they kind of get around the problem of the saw just climbing up the wood this way is they use a special kind of saw blade. Do I have one around here? Alright, here's a saw blade. And if it's cutting this way, if the teeth are angled like really kind of sharp to dig into the wood, then it'll climb up the wood very easily. But for saws like this, they make the teeth, instead of angled really like that, they kind of flatten them out, even go backwards a little bit, so that it doesn't climb up the wood so much. It even kind of maybe pushes the wood away a little bit, even though it's trying to climb up. So that greatly reduces the problem of the saw climbing up. Now, I don't have one of those blades. I have a super spiky, mega dig into the board kind of blade, which is much better for ripping wood, which is what I've been doing anyway. So I would not want to use that and do a climb cut, because it's pretty much guaranteed to dig into the wood, and I'd be like fighting the thing the whole time. All right, now let's go to the way I've been doing it, which is going into the wood like this. So that eliminates the problem of the saw blade trying to climb up the wood, because the saw blade is pushing against the wood as it's going. So it's always trying to push itself back away from the wood. So it won't like dig into it. The problem with going this way is that the front edge of the blade hits the wood and wants to lift it up. So how do you get around that? Well, you get around that by not just throwing your wood there and going, hey, I'm just going to saw without holding my piece of wood. No, you put your hand on the piece of wood, you hold it down, and then you can saw. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing that. And I have no problem holding the wood down. I would hold the wood down either way. Just to elaborate, if I followed the rules, I would not be where I am right now. And I really like where I am right now. So, the rules are fine, and people's advice is fine. And I don't mean any disrespect to anyone's grandpa or to the safety manual or any of that stuff when I make final decisions that get me to where I want to be in life. I make a final decision that works. All that other stuff is secondary. The manual is secondary. Someone else's 1,000 years of experience doing something the same way, that might be useful, but it's secondary. Oh, and I should also take this opportunity to mention that there's a significant portion of the population who would at this point respond by saying, oh, I can't wait till you accidentally chop your arm off doing things the wrong way, Jaimie. Then you'll learn, ha ha ha. Don't do that. Because wishing disaster upon someone else is a terrible thing to do to yourself.